We interrupt this regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you this special update.
Update.
Your update will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Be ready, ready, yeah, be ready, 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 ready.
We spoke a little bit about you've really shed a lot of light on your medical tourism plans and your plans for the facility. Now, I mean, some of your criticism comes from the DP party, who has been very critical of this project. How do you react to that type of criticism, knowing that for the last 4 years they were actually in charge of the health ministry and not much progress was done?
Well, usually you get critics because they can't do it themselves. So they can only criticize someone else for doing it. So if you've had the ministry for 4 years, and like I've stated, can't even change a pillowcase in the hospital, have not added anything new in the terms of the medical field, and then you criticize it, it's very easy to step outside and criticize. One of the issues that we did when we spoke to the management and the board of the hospital is that they had no money to even pay for plans. They had no money to, as a matter of fact, they're running a deficit to where the hospital itself is in jeopardy of not being able to pay its bills, and yet no help from the Ministry of Health itself. So what we did, we embarked and we hired our own architect to look at giving a rendering of what the hospital could look like. Because I think it's important that our people can be able to dream and understand that when we come up with ideas and projects and plans, that we can implement them. 4 years ago, I promised that we would build a bridge over the lagoon. Everyone said I couldn't do it. Well, guess what? You drive on it today. Many people said the same thing with the harbor. This year, we're going to hit 2 million passengers in the harbor. If you didn't have that foresight 10 years or 15 years ago, we would not have been the facilities that we have. So again, I'm a dreamer. Yes, I am. But I believe that once you wake up in the morning, then you got to build what you've been dreaming about. So those that like to criticize, well, on August 29th, the population is going to see if they want a person that criticizes or a person that does.
Very good. Now, speaking about doing, we know there's a lot of other projects, very significant, especially one that I think is a little bit out of left field from Theo. We're talking about a performing arts studio. We see that now you've also seen an interest and heard the cries of the people, local artists that want to have a decent facility to expose their product, to train people, and many young people also want to be a part of this. Can you tell us a little bit more about your plans for the performing arts studio?
But it goes, I mean, over the years, you have an opportunity to meet with a lot of young people. I do my pencil case program every year. It's on its 8th year, and you see a lot of talent within the young people. I've seen a lot of the youth shows itself, and our population continues to grow, and I believe that the talents that they have need to also be showcased. And one of the things that we need to do, I mean, if other islands can have it, why can't St. Martin have something of a project that not only would it be for the performing arts, but also, for example, those that do painting, those that do sculptures will have an area for that. The idea is also to perhaps incorporate our library into it so that you have more of a digital library, and move the library from where it is right now next to the Sundial School, and look at creating facilities for Phillipsburg there. Because again, also I can remember a certain student I had working with me when I was commissioner. He did a plan for me of the parking needs of the country in Phillipsburg. You remember that? It was you.
Yes, that's right.
And you can remember that we needed 3,000 parking lots there.
Yes.
So the idea would be moving the library from where it is, putting that with the Performing Arts Center, putting that with an area to showcase our arts and crafts that we can also do, the Moseras of the wall, the Griffiths of the wall, all of these people that are great Ruby Buttes, let them showcase also their area. Whenever they do a show, it's usually in a very small part. I want it to be grandiose, be able to show a beautiful area. So we've come up also, the party is paid for and drawn up the first plan of the Performing Arts Center. We didn't wait on government to draft it. We didn't wait on the Ministry of Culture to do it. We did it ourselves. And we also showcased that on our website and also our Facebook page, that we intend to do that. That and again, it's not only because then they'll probably come out and say it's going to be an empty shell again. No, the idea is also to include subsidies in there for dance, for the creation of arts, for the teaching of those type of things. So yes, we're going to build a facility, but also going to put in budgets that allow people to be able to study and get more involved in this.
Okay. Now, one of the things too, we know that you're the type of person, you have an idea, you want to get it done. But can you give us some insight on how realistically something like this can be done? Is the idea something that is realistic for government to be able to afford, to be able to finance, to be able to find a place to build it? Is all of this within the realm of reality within the next 4 years after the UP has been elected?
Well, one of the things that we have right now, we're renting a space for the Parliament of Samad. We spend over 100 and something thousand a month on rent. If you just take that, what we're paying in rent, and you say, I want a new Parliament building and a new Performing Arts Center, we can easily take a loan based on the rent alone to build the two.
Right.
So I don't see not being able to do it. It's the will, and you have to have the drive to do it. You've seen certain parties have been in charge of the government building, and no one can get in the government building. I can tell you, if there's anybody with a empty shell promise, is that party, because again, they've shown it. Even the shell is there and they still can't get in. So what we intend to do is in the next 4 years, we're very creative in how we get our projects done. We're very creative in being able to take care of the people's needs. And I think that, like I just gave you the idea of what we will be able to do in terms of getting the facilities, both the Performing Arts Center and a new Parliament building for Samartin, to showcase to the world that not only big countries can have these facilities, but we in Samartin can have them too.
And one other project we've seen or heard a little buzz about on Facebook and so on would be a major concern that the island has had for a long time, which is this situation with our landfill.
Mm-hmm.
There apparently are some thoughts to also do a waste-to-energy plant,
Mm-hmm.
which would be able to, from what I understand, convert our existing garbage production that comes to the spot, and it can now change it into energy. Can you elaborate a little bit about this?
This little island, well, the Dutch part of the island, produces about 100,000 tons of garbage a year. And the cheapest way to take care of your garbage is throw it down and throw some dirt over it. That alone still costs us about $5 million a year in just throwing dirt on it. The pickup of garbage and everything else, in terms of the cleaning and everything else, also consumes about another 10 to 12 million guilders a year in that. That is not passed on to the taxpayer or the residents of the country or the businesses of the country. So the idea would be now to make a plant that can take care of the garbage rather than throwing it into the landfill, and be able to produce energy which you basically sell to GB, which again sells on to the consumer. So if we do that plant, it's about an investment of anywhere between $100 and $120 million. That has gone out to bid. And as a matter of fact, I think that the contracts are ready to be signed now. So I believe also within this 4-year period of time, the mountain that we are seeing there, at least it will stop growing, and it'll start getting smaller in terms of being able to take care not only of our electricity needs, but also safely taking care of our garbage problem on the island as well. So you'll have a state-of-the-art facility that will be able to take care of our garbage. What has also been included in it is, in case we ever come to a conclusion with the French and being able to take care of their garbage, it has the ability to expand to that. Because many of the discussions that we've had with the French over the years is, what can we do together? And there's always seemed to be some stumbling block. But I believe, again, you have to dream. You have to be able to say that, listen, let's plan for the future rather than just building for today. And that's what we want to do with every project that we do, from the performing arts, from the medical center, from the garbage situation on the island. You have to plan for the future of the country.
Right. And of course, producing more energy, more supply of energy could possibly lead to maybe lower bills, or all of that can be possible.
Correct.
Well, that sounds really great.